Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Giles with Ridgeline Realty. Nice to see you again. Wanted to take a second today and talk to you about the market and affordability. I know that everyone has heard that it's a seller's market, which means right now sellers are getting top dollar for their homes, but a lot of buyers think that this pushes them out of the market. That isn't true. If you're like me, you're paying more rent than you used to pay in a mortgage payment. So my recommendation would be, if you don't want to just jump into a bank and start a loan application, although that will get you the information you need, call me up, 801-663-6058. You and I are going to have a conversation that I'm having at least 3 days a week with friends, former coworkers, neighbors, about what really the process is to find out if you even can qualify for a home loan. So give me a call. I think the answers are going to surprise you, and I think that you'll probably be in a position to buy sooner than you think. So go ahead and give me a call. We'll go through the process. It'll just take a few minutes. I have some amazing resources. We can put you in touch with somebody who isn't going to call you 24/7, not like we'll just say a salesman, but we all know that pushy kind of salesperson, who's just going to let you know where you're at and give you some target goals to be in a position to purchase a house sooner rather than later. Also, wanted to let you know that today's secret word is snow cones, and I owe that to my good buddy, Doug Spires over at Elite Choice Realty. He was talking about snow cones on social media, and it stuck with me. So today's keyword, snow cones. And, of course, the prize for sending John a private message, so just through Messenger on Facebook with that keyword, we have, make sure it's, oh, it is upside down, a Sally DeFord CD and a $10 Cafe Rio gift card. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the video.
Welcome to my third show. The last show was very successful, had a ton of hits, a lot of comments, a lot of people told me they really enjoyed it. Grateful for everyone, and also the winner of the contest. Hopefully they had fun, because I give away a Cafe Rio card with every show.
Good.
And so I'll be giving away another Cafe Rio show card with this show. So be sure and send me a private message with your name and your address so I can send it to you. And I'll have that drawing about a week after this airs. So my first two shows went really well. Like I said, I had Rick Lilly, and he was fantastic. Then I had Tucker and Kyler, and they were amazing. I loved that show. And then I keep thinking of people that have touched my life, people that are amazing examples to me, and right away, Donna Anderson and Doug Say. And welcome to my show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the reason that I wanted them on my show is because I was their neighbor for 15 years, and honestly, there could not be better neighbors, and there could not be better people. And so, first off, I wanted to start with the story of you guys getting together, because it's actually pretty awesome, because I have two of the most awesome people in this area, and you guys ended up together. So tell us about that.
I had lived here, I've been here close to 30 years. Donna moved into the neighborhood probably 10 years after I moved in here. I have an auto repair shop just right up on the corner, right next to where I live here. I fixed cars and light trucks at the shop, and I first met her when she stopped in the shop with the car problem. And she has known me as her mechanic for probably 15 to 20 years. And we just got to know each other. She went through some tough times with a man who didn't appreciate her. She was married to him for 6 months or close to a year. That didn't end well, and it wasn't about a year and a half, 2 years after that, the relationship I was having went through the floor, and I was looking around for a new companion in my life. And Donna was right next door. So I went down the street, talking to a neighbor across the street to tell him about working on their car. And Donna was outside working on her flowers. And I just went over and told her I was available. And that's how it kind of started.
So that's how it's done. See, I didn't get married till I was in my 40s, so I missed that lesson. I just needed to go tell them, hey, I'm available.
Or no, maybe I said I was dispossessed at the time. I didn't say I was actually available, I said I was dispossessed. Meaning I no longer had anybody in my life. And she felt sorry for me and stopped by the next morning to see if I was okay. And that's when I told her I was going to Sturgis on a motorcycle ride and I'd be back in a week. And when I got back, we started seeing each other.
Very nice. You have anything to input on that?
No, it worked out perfect. It worked out perfect.
Did I tell the truth?
You did. You did.
Let's hear your side of the story.
For a
Yeah,
change.
Let's hear your side.
Let's hear your side now.
Well, he was my mechanic, like I say, and we had talked about some problems we had had previously. And the next morning when he got back from Sturgis, he called and said, would you like to go to a party with me? And I thought, me? You're my mechanic. I don't do that. But we went to a party. I knew more people than he did at his party. We just started going together. And it's been beautiful ever since. It's been perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, yes.
Now, on those notes, I mean, I throw you a compliment here. This man is probably the most honest mechanic I have ever known. One of the most good people. We've had problems with our cars. He never overcharges. He is helpful, kind. Honestly, I have never known a nicer mechanic. Honestly.
Well, thank you.
And it's good to marry a mechanic,
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
It's one of the best things you can do in
But
life.
I don't do that anymore. I retired about 4 years ago, so.
Yeah. I remember we were all sad. We all went into mourning. Now, one of the things you did that I absolutely loved, you had your little glider that you would take out. Do you still do that?
I still have that. I have not flown it for about a year and a half because of medical problems I'm going through right now, but I still got it. It's sitting out there in the hangar
Nice.
and right next to the runway. One of these days it's going to be flying over your mom's house again.
Very cool. I always loved it because he would advertise. You could see his advertisement on the bottom of it, just fly around town. It was pretty awesome.
That's fun.
Okay. And so now let's take a few steps back. When we first moved in, you know, we were obviously new to the neighborhood, so we just kind of looked around at people, you know. You were one of the first people that brought something over. You always brought us food. You know, this is half of her, okay? That's what she did to us.
Yeah. Oh, that's her fault. Yeah.
She would bring over.
I've got one of those same things right here.
See? She would bring over cinnamon rolls, she'd bring over, I mean, everything, you name it. But it was awesome because she was truly, you know, warm, welcome. She just took us in, you know, as friends, as neighbors. You know, it was amazing. And we felt, you know, very welcome and comfortable with you.
Good enough. Good
And
enough.
so, but at that time, you were going through a hard time that we didn't realize you were. When we first moved, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, when I moved out here, I'm originally from Farr West. I was born and raised in Farr West. When I got married, I moved over to Syracuse. So I lost a son. I lost my second son. And I was also going through a bad divorce. And so I had to find a new house to live in. Where do I want to go? back to Farr West. I love Farr West. It's beautiful. I love it.
It is.
And so I moved next to you guys, which was exceptionally wonderful, and very, very good friends with you. So, yeah, it was good. It was a good move for me. It was a good move for me. Farr West has got some nice people. Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely love it out here.
Yeah.
You know, some amazing people. And so you started doing a grief group as well.
Yes.
You want to talk
yes.
a little bit about that?
Yes, I started working for a group. It's called the Compassionate Friends. It's over at the McAvey Hospital, and it's every Monday night, the first Monday night of the month. And it's for people who have lost a child. Not just anybody, like Grandma and Grandpa, but you have to lost a child. And that they come to this group to see how other people are handling the loss, because one thing that should never happen in this life is for parents to outlive their children. So I'd lost my son, and he's been gone for 17 years. I took over that group and done it for about 10 years. And then I thought, they've seen enough of me, so probably turn it over to somebody else. And so I did that, and then I went to hospice as a volunteer to help people who were sick. And it's good when you come to a point in your life where you're so low and you feel like you have nothing to give, go find somebody that needs something done. Give service to somebody else. That brings you right out of it. That's what I did. Well, I've done that for about 4 years.
And it's amazing because we didn't realize all the struggles and pain that you were going through. And you were just so amazing to us. And we were just like, you know, it would never have dawned on us that you were going through these things. And even when I learned that you had lost a son, I thought, okay, was this a while ago? I didn't realize it was that recent.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing because you're right. When you get down, when you're getting hurting, you know, you service.
Mm-hmm.
You give of
Exactly.
yourself, and it helps you find yourself.
It takes your mind off of you and puts it on somebody else. And that's good.
Yeah, pretty fantastic. And that's why just one of the few, many things, you know, that I admire and love about you is that.
Thank you.
Then, okay, there's more that you do.
Well, after my father died, I thought, gosh, I'm retired now. I live out here, what am I going to do? So I took a tap dancing class for about 2 years, and then I started a class of my own. And I now have 26 ladies. They're beautiful. Most of their ages are in the 80s. We perform out a lot. We perform probably twice a month, 2 or 3 times a month, every month. And we have cute little costumes, and we have fun, and we're still active. We have fun music.
Yeah, I came to one of your shows. It was awesome.
No, you did. We performed over at the Veterans Center 2 or 3 times, and so, yeah,
Well,
it's fun.
I know, and you performed actually just about a month after that time that I saw you guys. And I didn't know you were going to be there because I was going to come film a little bit of you. So I started to have a little bit of film for this. But luckily my mom filmed it on her phone. So the quality's not great, but like right now they'll be seeing a screen with showing you guys doing your routine.
Yes, it's fun. It's fun. It's good exercise. We have good music, and so why sit home and watch television when you can get out and move and have fun? So
Absolutely.
he goes walking all the time, but I get to dance, and that's just as good as walking because I have music.
Well, and it's such a service that you provide as well, because I mean, over at the VA home, you know, you're just, these people are older, a lot of them not there,
In
you
their
know.
80s, yeah.
But it gives them something to enjoy. And so you bring a level of enjoyment to them, you know, while getting their exercise.
But you know what is so neat for me, it's a kudo for me because these 26 ladies, I don't charge. We practice Mondays and Thursdays at the Northview Senior Center. But what's good for me is they don't have to come. They want to. They come because they want to, so.
Well, they look like they were totally enjoying themselves.
They do, every one of them.
It's
And it
pretty
doesn't
awesome
matter
to
if you're a
see.
good dancer or not. If you're having fun, that's what counts.
Absolutely.
We're good there. Yeah.
So Doug, what do you do for fun?
I'm the house tender.
Well, that's not going to be.
Oh, I take care of the yard around here, which is a full-time job, and I get out and go around different places and see different people, this and that and the other. I don't do any mechanic work anymore unless it's my own vehicles, my own lawnmowers or something that needs
Right.
work on, and I stay pretty active, although lately I've been with a loss of energy, so I have to force myself to get up and do things, which I do, and it's an okay. I get along all right. I take naps
Well,
in the afternoon.
so do I.
I take a
So,
lot of naps in the,
we got that in common.
you know, anywhere between 2 and 4 o'clock, I might be in my easy chair watching TV behind closed eyelids.
Right.
But he enjoys television too. And I'm thinking, well, you're young enough to get out and go do something. Why not? So he stays home and takes care of the house, and I get to go play.
Yeah.
I'm home by
I
5.
think she's just calling herself young, and
Not
I'm
young.
not going to read into that anymore. Okay.
Not young, but able to go still too.
Well, you've always been amazing. You've always been active, always been busy. Now, you did have knee transplants, right?
Both two knees.
Both knees.
Both knees.
I tortured her on those with the rehab.
You made sure she did it.
Oh,
Made
it's
sure bent
was
those
tough.
knees
It
further
was tough.
than she wanted them bent.
Mm-hmm.
But right now she can bend them. And she can get up and do and dance and everything.
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing. I mean,
it is
you're
because
still
there was one
doing
time I
tap
wanted to
dancing.
kill him.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm glad he made me do them. Yeah, I am. Yeah,
absolutely.
we're good.
Oh, I actually got her on the motorcycle once and we went for a ride up to Logan and back. So,
Okay, you're braver than I.
One time.
Yeah,
we'll get her on there again,
I
maybe.
don't do motorcycles. I love motorcycles. They are amazing, but I can't do them.
Yeah,
You know, just,
too scary, aren't they?
Maybe the flying machine next.
No, no, not a flying machine.
So, another question I've always had for you. So, your yard is amazing. Your yard is always so well maintained, absolutely amazing, and it's a golf course.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
When I first bought this property, it was nothing but a swamp out there. It was real lowlands, cattails and sagebrush and you name it, and the creek ran through it. And at the total I had a little over 7 acres here. And I had visions of the place when I bought it. I thought, you know, I could have different golf holes around here and I could have myself a golf course. And so I started bringing in fill and dirt and rocks and leveled it all up, and Army Corps of Engineers come along and says, you've got wetlands, and oh, we had a struggle with that, but we worked through that. And I finally started planting it all in grass and mowing it and putting up some holes that was the creeping bent grass for the greens and mowing it short. Had 6 holes, played it 3 different directions, got 18 holes out of it.
Very
The
nice.
longest was about 300 yards. And it was a nice golf course. And then here 3 years ago, I went and sold the shop part up there, and so that cut down the size. I've still got 6 holes, but now they're all shorter. They're all par 3. And it's not quite the same, but I still play golf out there.
That's awesome. So, my question is, have you ever smacked the ball, it went awry, and you went, oh, please no, please no, please no?
Oh yeah, I've replaced a couple of windows back there in the trailer park, and we had some friends here once playing golf on the course, and the guy hit the ball from down there towards this direction, towards the house, had his truck parked out there, and he broke his own back window. Which,
But at least it was his.
it was his own.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, I still got the ball hung up over there. It's special ball.
Nice.
It was, yeah, there'd been a few broken windows. I put the golf ball through the kitchen window once on my own. It bounced off, come under the awning, bounced off the table and up through the window. Yeah, there'd been a few broken windows.
Yeah.
I've got screens over the end windows that are close to the holes, so that chicken wire screens, so that the ball can't hit those.
So when you do it to your own, you get mad, but you're just like, oh, whatever. And you have to fix it, but when it's somebody else's.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
And all these cars parked next door,
Yeah.
people's cars.
well, that's why I don't play up there much anymore. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Cut the size way down.
That's pretty cool. Now, another thing I've always been curious about, who owns those Corvettes that I've seen out here? They come and visit you? You know, some Corvettes?
You gotta have good friends.
Oh, yeah, I need friends like that. I need to borrow your car.
Well, one of them is a good friend I've known for a long time, and another one is one of a friend in the astronomy club. So I know a couple of people that have Corvettes.
Nice. Now, that is my all-time favorite car. I love
I
Corvettes.
feel
So
sorry for you. I've never had a yearning to own a Corvette. They are one of the more difficult cars to work on. And, yeah, they're a sports car, and when you drive them, you're sitting about 6 inches off the pavement.
Yeah.
And,
So that will be your next car.
No. See, I'm too practical. I would never own one.
So is Doug. He's
You
too
know.
practical.
It's just, no.
well, I'm not saying I wouldn't own one, I just never liked working on them. And, oh well.
Yeah.
The problem
they
was
sure
I
are
had-
pretty, though.
Cars were my work, not my hobby. They started out as my hobby in high school. Yeah, I had a car that I raced, and I broke it every weekend or every week, and I'd fix it every week. And that was a little hot rod that I was always breaking and fixing. And then I got into doing it for a living, and the whole world changed.
Kind of cured you of that a little bit.
You know what?
Kind of cured you a little bit.
Well,
of
it
that.
cured me of going out and beating the car up just to race it. Yeah, it's, well, and then I had a family besides, I started in with a family, and so there was no money to do that.
Right. As you notice, my brother Sam got that Mustang. You know, he that was his dream car all his life. So he got that, and he's so happy with it. But he even says, you know, he's still paying it off, and he's like, when it's paid off, I'm going to sell it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Well, don't you think when you get older, your perception of what you need and what you want changes? a
Oh,
little?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, you're more excited about keeping good, healthy bodies and
Yeah, it boils down to, if you got your health, you got more than everything else.
Very true.
exactly.
And how are you feeling?
The last few weeks I've been doing good.
And 'cause you're definitely looking good.
Well, thank you.
So,
He always looks
She
good.
keeps telling me I look good too, so we're good.
well, is there any other stories or things you want to tell the public?
Gosh, I don't think so. It's just that life is so good for us. Life is so good for us.
It's been going good, yeah.
Yeah.
When we first got together, we made some, before even our second, third date, we probably knew things were gonna get closer and go together, and so we started having some serious conversations about what's
Religion.
going to be in the future, how we're going to treat each other, what's going to become of this. And she's of a different faith than me, and I asked her if she was going to try to convert me, and she said no, and so that was a plus.
We're just totally different. We are totally
I asked
different.
her if she liked guns, and she says she could tolerate them, and so that was a plus. Found out that she had her own monies and could do her own things, and that was a plus. She found out I could fix anything, and so that was a plus. we don't have many minuses.
Well,
It's good.
it certainly does appear that way.
And so we made these agreements right to start with, and then we got serious.
Nice.
And it works. It works.
It's obviously working.
Yeah.
Better, huh?
I mean, you have been happier than I have ever seen you. I mean, I see you and you've always glowed. You're always amazing.
Oh, thank you.
But after you married Doug, your happiness stepped up another notch. And honestly, we were all just so amazed.
Well, she has
He's a good book.
she has a timeout room.
Does she send you to it?
No, I
She-
need to go to it.
No, no, no. She goes there, and
Okay.
I'm not allowed in.
That's smart, actually.
It is.
I like that.
If I have to knock on the door if I want in, and then she turns and then she says, "Okay, come in," or whatever, and so then I'm allowed to talk to her.
Hey, and that's awesome that he knows the rules. So,
That is.
that's
That
fantastic.
is, yeah. Everybody needs a timeout room.
Everybody does. Okay. Well, if you have no more messages, we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay. So this has been Donna and Doug, and as you can tell, just by listening to them, you can see why I love them so much. Amazing people. Be sure and get that keyword sent to me in a private message, and give that keyword, and then you'll be entered into the prize drawing. And so appreciate everybody watching. Look for my next show. Not sure who it's going to be yet, but have a couple ideas. So thank you for watching, and thank you, Donna and
Thank
Doug.
you. Thank you.
Lots of fun in store for you. See how the other half lives on Farr West.